Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. I post all things fashion, beauty, and lifestyle related that are also vegan and cruelty-free. And today is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is New Year's Eve. It won't be New Year's Eve when this goes up, but it is New Year's Eve today. 2020 is over. I posted an art piece on my Instagram today that somebody made of all of the things that you may or may not have learned in 2020 that were positives, and I really liked it and it really got me to reflect, so I'll link it down below for you to check out because even though this year has been, I think, a very trying, hard year for many, I think that it's important to take the good where we can, take the wins, take the goods where we can. All that to say, very excited for a new year. I'm always excited for a new year. I know it's nothing but another day on the calendar, but there is something about it that just makes it feel really special. So I'm especially excited for 2021 and all that's to come with that. So today, since a lot of my channel is vegan and cruelty-free makeup, I look forward to this video every single year, and that is my best of beauty. So I'm gonna be sharing all of my top favorite makeup picks from 2020. And some of them might be repeats from previous years, but I don't go by like only new products. I go by what I genuinely use on a regular basis because I only want to recommend things that I genuinely love to you guys. All right, to start, let's talk about primers. My first favorite primer is a product from Milk. This is the Hydro Grip Primer. This was a new product to me this year and I absolutely love it. I think there's something so nice about a grippy primer, especially if you have trouble with your makeup staying on all day. I just think it really gets it to grip to the foundation really nicely, and I find that my makeup stays on pretty much all day with this primer, and this has lasted me a really long time as well, so I do feel like you get a good amount of product and a little goes a long way. All right, the next, this isn't really a primer per se, but I put it in the primer category because that's kind of how I use it. This is from Pixi. It's the Vitamin C Brightening Perfector, and it is just the prettiest, like, shimmery concoction. I personally really like this. I really like to put this on as a base underneath a foundation, or for those days where I'm not wearing makeup, this kind of takes the place of the foundation. It adapts to your skin tone, so it comes out of the tube white and then it blends in to your skin tone. Obviously, I have lighter skin tone, so I can't speak to those of you who have darker skin tone, but for me, it does blend in. Doesn't give me a white cast, it doesn't make my skin more light, but what it does do is it just kind of evens everything out and it just gives you a really nice healthy glow. So for the days where I want to have a little extra something on, but I don't want to do a full face of foundation or concealer, then I will use this. Or if I want like a really glowy look, then I will do this as well. So I'm on my second tube of this. I love it so much. I actually don't think I've mentioned this in a video yet, so I'm really glad I got to include it in this. It's just one of those that, like I said, I use a lot on like no makeup type days. All right, next for concealer, we have a very, very clear winner. This is the Kosas Creamy Concealer, and I have talked about this a lot already. I love this concealer so much. It is so hydrating and full coverage. It's just a win-win in every department for me. I loved the Tarte Shape Tape for a long time. I also played around with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which is a very similar version of that. But I've learned that on a regular basis, I'll reach more for a more creamy, lightweight concealer, which is what this is. But it still packs that really full coverage punch that the Tarte Shape Tape does. Like, you're still gonna get really great coverage from this. One thing with concealers you do wanna make sure you do is make sure that your undertones are correct, because if you do have dark circles and you're not matching your concealer to your correct undertone, then that can affect whether or not a concealer is covering those dark circles for you or not. So definitely something to keep in mind. Also, color correcting helps with that. But as far as for my mild dark circles and just what I like to use this for, it's been amazing. It blends out so beautifully on the skin. I like to use it for the bridge of my nose, and I like to use it underneath my cheekbones as well. And it just is so beautiful. I literally have scraped this clean and I cannot wait to order another one. So definitely a great concealer to try out. All right, I have two foundations. I think you guys probably already know what they are because I've talked about them all year. The first one is from Oma Beauty. This is the Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I just love this foundation so much. I cannot put it into words. You guys know I'm very picky with my foundation, and I think Too Faced Born This Way has been like the front runner for forever, and I still absolutely love that foundation so much and highly recommend it. But I have never tried one that I felt like even held a candle to it, really, as far as like my ride or die. If I want to look top-notch foundation, like that's what I go for. But this one really does. And I've been using it pretty much any day this year that I want to do a full coverage look, like I'm wearing it right now, and it just makes your skin look perfect. It doesn't feel too heavy on the skin. It does give you a really nice natural finish. It is a little more matte than the Born This Way foundation. So if you are someone who has really dry skin and doesn't like a matte finish, then this one might not be the one for you. But I like to have a matte finish because I feel like I can pair it with products like a more hydrating primer. I can add highlighter, I can add cream highlighters, I can make it more dewy if I want to. So that's why I like the flexibility of this, because it is still hydrating, but it is very matte. It's not so matte that it's gonna settle into your fine lines or anything like that, but it is more on the matte side. My next foundation I wanted to mention because I feel like a full coverage, full face of foundation is not for everybody, and so I did want to recommend something for those of you who like a much more natural look. This is the Bareminerals Hydrating Stick Foundation. This is one I tried out on my channel this year, and I've been using it so much, especially this year where I am not leaving the house as much, but I still want to put on a little bit of makeup. This has been my go-to. It is so very hydrating. It's so lightweight. It honestly, you will forget you're wearing makeup when you're wearing this, but it provides a decent coverage. I would not say this is full coverage, but this is going to be a great product for those of you who like a very natural foundation look. You like a very natural makeup look, but you do want to even out your skin tone, add a little bit of a glow, add some hydration. I love this so much. I do find that I can pair this with a concealer and get a very, I can get a very similar full coverage look with it without all of the weight of a full coverage foundation. Anyways, this foundation pleasantly surprised me. I find that a lot of lighter weight foundations I don't really reach for as often, but this one I have reached for a lot this year. All right, next for powders, I've been loving the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. They recently went cruelty-free. This is a new thing, so I was really excited when I found out about this because I've always been interested in this product and they weren't cruelty-free, but now they are. So I played around with this product this year. I think that it is so pretty under the eyes, and I also like to put it underneath the cheekbones as well, and I think it just adds such a nice brightness to the face. Not much else to say about it. That's all I use it for. I think it's really great. It doesn't make my under eyes look cakey. It just brightens them up and sets everything into place. For my full face, I love to set it with the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. This is by far the best setting powder I've ever used. It's so beautiful. It does not make your face look cakey. It still allows a little bit of glow to come through if you want it to, but it does hold everything into place and just gives you a very poreless, even looking skin tone. Like, obviously, like, pores are a thing. We all have them. Even right now, I look better than I would if you saw me in person because I'm sitting under these beautiful lights and filming on a beautiful camera lens. But this does kind of give you that like airbrushed effect in a way, while still having pores, because pores are a thing, and in 2021 we should embrace the pores more, I think. It's a note mostly to myself. All right, for bronzer, this has been a favorite for a really long time. This is the CoverFX Sunkist Bronze. I mean, I use the crap out of this. I just think it's such a pretty color. It is so warm toned, and I actually really like a warm toned bronzer. I know that cool toned has their place for sure, and I think cool toned gives you that more like chiseled contoured look, but I love like a warm glow. So this has been my favorite for a very long time. I think it's so beautiful. I love that you have the option to add the shimmer. I don't really add the shimmer as much, especially when it's not summertime. I feel like when it's summertime, I add a lot more shimmers to the face, but in the winter, I don't really add as many. But I freaking love this bronzer, and I love that you could definitely use them both as an eyeshadow. I use this as a transition shade all the time, so if you're traveling and you don't want to bring a ton of products, this very easily acts as a transition shade and a lid shade, as well as your bronzer. All right, for blush, hands down my favorite blush this year is the Lawless blushes. These are the Make Me Blush Velvet blushes. I love them so much. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. They're super pigmented, so you really only need a tiny bit, and a little goes a long way. Like, I have used this almost every day and I am not anywhere close to hitting pan. This is the blush I have on right now. I just think it's so pretty. I love all of the colors, honestly, but this one in Angel Suede I feel like works really well for me. I tend to go for like a peachier, more natural blush, but I also love Phoenix. It's a little bit more of a burnt orange color. Just for an everyday blush, you cannot go wrong with this. It is the most beautiful color. It blends out so beautifully. I just am absolutely obsessed with it. I really don't think I've gotten that excited about a blush in a long time. All right, for highlighter, hands down, my favorite was this from Hourglass. It has 3 different highlight shades for whatever mood you're in. And I do think this one was a limited edition, but they have a similar like style of highlighter that I'll link down below. But I hope they bring this back because it's so beautiful. It just gives you the prettiest glow. Very like in your face, but also subtle. Probably not. I can't really explain why I like it. It's just, it looks good. Like, it's not glittery. It's not too subtle. It blends out so well. Like, I honestly barely pick any up on this fan brush and just like swipe it on, and that's what it looks like. Like, it is insane. Whereas I feel like some of my highlighters in the past, I had to be like, you know, buffing it in, super aggressive, trying to get the look that I wanted. That is just the best. I did want to include an affordable option that I really loved and used so much at the beginning of the year from Pixi. This is the Nuance Quartet in Honey Nectar. Very similar shades to what I just showed you, but a lot more budget friendly than buying each one of those individual products. You have this like very pretty peachy blush color. You have a blush topper right here. You have a very nice warm toned bronzer and then a gorgeous gold highlight. And I really like this. I love the convenience of it all being in one. Again, for travel. I feel like my biggest downfall with traveling is I bring way too much makeup and skincare products, so I'm always looking out for products that are like this, like I need to consolidate, okay? So it's a little bit more pinky than the Lawless blush that I like, but it's still very pretty in its own way. Like, I feel like because it's a little more pinky, I wore this a lot more in the summer. This with this, like, just look at these colors together. Like, that is really pretty. And then you put that on your face and that's just really pretty. Like, just think about it. It's just screams summer to me. I love it. But they do have a cooler toned version of this that I haven't played around with, but they do have that for those of you who don't like the warmer tones as much as I do. Eyebrows. Eyebrows this year was a tricky one. The star of the show, I have a whole video of how I do my eyebrows, and the stars of the show for eyebrows this year was the Ardell brow tint and soap brows. Tinting your eyebrows and using soap, total game changer. I do not have the funds to go get microblading and also go get my brows laminated as much as I would love to, because I love a fierce brow. It's not in the cards for me this year, so I found my own way to do eyebrow tinting, to do microblade and lamination, and that is $7 brow tint from Target and $2 soap. I don't even know how much the soap was. I'm just guessing it was $2, but like way cheaper, and you don't have to wait for an appointment for your touch-ups. You just do it yourself. I love it. Anyways, I'll link that video down below. get you some brow tint. It is so good, especially for those of you who have blonde eyebrows like myself. It makes a huge, huge difference because like my eyebrows are the same color as my hair. There's some parts that are a little more blonde, there's some parts that are a little more brown, and then I look like, you can't see the blonde hairs, so then it looks not good. But I do want to share the makeup products that I use for my brows. So I love this Hourglass Brow Sculpting Pencil. And honestly, I don't really use this one as much as I used to, but I do still use it underneath. The angle just like perfect for just getting that perfect little line underneath. So this is in Soft Brunette. I'm very particular about pencils and finding the right color. That's where I'll splurge a little bit more because the color is really hard for me to find, but this Soft Brunette is really nice for, I think, dark blondes. I think blondes in general. I think if you're actually brunette, this will be too light for you. Next, this one is definitely a must in my book. This is from Bareminerals. It's the Strength and Length Serum Infused Brow Gel in Coffee. So I'm gonna mention their mascara, spoiler, but this whole Strength and Length line is supposed to help your lashes and your brows grow, and so it conditions them, it gives them all the good stuff that they need. At the same time, it's providing you with makeup. And normally with these kinds of products, I'm like, is the makeup gonna be good then? Because you're adding this extra element that, you know, is the actual makeup gonna be good? But it really is. The brush on this is amazing. The mascara wand is a very similar shape where it's just kind of all on one side, fans out, so you really can like get every single hair. And I've been liking the shade Coffee. It's actually pretty dark, but I like the way it looks and I don't think it looks too dark. So that's what I've been using. It's been a game changer in quarantine. Again, sometimes I just need something on the face to feel human, and it's like, you know, a little bit of stick foundation, a little bit of hydrating primer, a little bit of brow gel, and a little bit of mascara. You feel like a little better after that. For eyeshadow palettes, I love this one from Pacifica. This is the Magical Eyeshadows, and I just feel like this is the perfect palette for anybody, honestly. Even if you don't like color, there's not too many crazy colors that you're gonna feel like you're wasting your money on this palette. And the colors, I feel like, are pretty safe in the world of like playing with eyeshadow colors. Like, you know, these blues get a little crazy, but like if you're not used to playing around with color, you could just do like a liner with this color. You could just put it under the lower lash line. But for the most part, they're really pretty neutral colors, like very warm toned, lots of nudes, browns, coppers. It is just such a nice palette and so versatile that I feel like you don't really need any other palette. If you're just starting to get into eyeshadow, I feel like this is the perfect one to get. You have everything you could ever need. You have a black if you want to do a smoky eye. You have this lighter color for under the brow bone and for your lid. You have a beautiful, these options are great for like your inner corner right here. I mean, it's just everything goes so well together at the same time. And that's where I feel like eyeshadows can get tricky, is when you start pairing things that don't blend out well together. These really do. I just love this palette so much. Highly, highly recommend it. I know a lot of us probably aren't doing eyeshadow, but maybe some of you are doing more eyeshadow. I don't know. I love that one. For eyeliner, this is a oldie but a goodie. This is by the Balm. It's the Schwing Eyeliner. I just feel like this eyeliner gives you such a beautiful wing, and it's very easy to use once you get the hang of it. It doesn't have a brush tip, it has a felt tip, which I find to be so much better. Usually when I buy the eyeliners that have the brush tip, I like them at first, and then they start to splay out on me, and then I'm like upset that I ever bought them because I don't want to use them anymore, because it defeats the whole purpose of getting like that perfect wing. So I love this. If you are having trouble with your cat eye, I posted a video on Instagram of how to perfect your wing liner, so I'll link that down below. But I do plan on doing a more in-depth video because I think it's very tricky, and it also depends so much on eye shape. I struggle a lot with my particular eye shape, and I feel like it's taken me a long time to figure it out. But if you love wing liner and you need a good one, this is a great one to try. For mascara, this is the Bareminerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Mascara, very similar product to their brow gel. I love this so much. I mean, I don't know if I've noticed a difference necessarily in my eyelash health, but I like the way it performs as a makeup product, and to me that's what I buy it for. So if it has these added benefits, then cool, but I like it first as a mascara. I love the wand. It's got plastic bristles, which I think really gets every individual eyelash, but then also gives you the freedom to build it up to be more voluminous. I find that when I use other types of brushes, I like them for a while and then I'm like, meh, but this one I've used consistently and I recommend it to everybody. I've had a lot of people ask on Instagram what I'm wearing, and it's always this. I tried to narrow it down lip product wise, but you guys know I love lip products so much, so it's too hard for me. So we're gonna start out with one that I use on no makeup days, and that's the Vegan Care Balm. It comes in a bunch of different kinds. So this one is Rose Shimmer, which has a little bit of a tint and a shimmer to it, which I really like for the lip. This is from Pacifica, by the way. They also have one that doesn't have any shimmer or color. It's like a coconut one, I think. And I really like that one as well because I will use that around like my cuticles when my cuticles get dry. If you have a dry patch on your skin somewhere, you can use it. It's very multi-purpose. It's not just a lip balm, but I do really like it as a lip balm as well. I'm not a big fan of like the stick kind of balms. I just don't use them as often as I do these types. Next is this lip liner from the Lip Bar in the color Straight Lovin'. I love the color of this. I think it is the most perfect color for a lip liner. I feel like it goes well with so many different lip colors, and I also think it's just a beautiful color to wear on its own. Huge fan of this and have been wearing it so much. Another product that's new to me this year is from Too Faced. This is the Lip Injection Extreme Lip Plumper. I actually used this. I shot a commercial earlier this year and the makeup artist used this on me, and it like instantly made my lips look fuller. The lipstick looked better on them. It just looked so good that I had to go buy it myself, and it really does just make your lipstick look so much better. So what I'll do is I'll put it on while I'm getting ready, while I'm doing the rest of my makeup, and then I'll wipe it off right before I put on my lipstick so that my lipstick stays in place. And then if I want to use it again throughout the day, I'll add it on top as like a gloss over the lipstick. It is just such a good product. I love it so much. For liquid lipsticks, these are two that became my favorites this year. This one is from the Lip Bar. It's in the color Boy Trouble. This is the best red. It stays on so long. It's so beautiful. And the applicator on this is like so precise. The doe foot is so pointy and it's just literally perfect. I love this so much. And then this one is a newer one. This is from Covergirl. It's the Outlast Ulti-Matte lipstick. I did a whole swatch video on this, so I will link that if you're interested. But I really like the lighter colors from that line. The darker colors are a lot harder to put on. They're a little more patchy, but the lighter colors in this formula are so pretty, and it's such a nice lightweight lipstick that feels so comfortable on the lips and also lasts a really long time. It's not gonna last you all day. You will have to reapply, but I really like the almost sheer look of it. I think it looks so nice. Last, for setting spray, it looks so gross. The Urban Decay All Nighter is my favorite setting spray. It never lets me down. I love it so much. All right, so that is it for my 2020 beauty favorites. Let me know if we have any favorites and comment down below in the comment section, or if there's any products you think that I would like that I should try out on here, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will be coming at you guys with skincare favorites very soon, so stay tuned. Bye.